I has done a refurb. Yes, after its fantastic month as vacuum cleaner of the month, I decided that the Turbopower 3 shouldn't really go back away into storage without being made just a little bit shinier and lovelier. So, how well does it work now? Well, let's find out, because I've not plugged it in yet since I nailed it back together. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner chums on week 5 of our UK heat wave. It is incredibly hot still. There's been fires all over the place. I mean, this will probably go out at the end of August, so who knows what it's like there. Maybe all the grass will stop being dead. But I've had this done actually for a week or two, but because I've been away, I haven't got round to filming it. So it's going to get filmed, and then it can go back away. And yes, the Turbopower 3 is done. And by crikey, has it shined up? Has it shone up well? There we go. Look, you can see me in it. It came up fantastic. Look, you can see the garden. Look, there you go. Look, you can see yourself. Hello, and the garden. Yes, it came up really well. There are a few little scratches. That's actually a scuff that is rubbing off in my fingers, but yeah, it's not perfect, but certainly perfect enough for me. And inside is as clean as it could possibly be. This has been used bagless or had a blown bag at some point, as was incredibly evident when I had it all apart. I took photos. There will be a refurb thread. Don't you worry about that. But yes, it is now fan-dabby-dozy. Didn't really have to do much to it. It's got new filters throughout. It has, if I pop it out, a new genuine paper, because I'm not going to, when I start to use them properly, I'll buy the microfiber H18s that currently, as I'm filming this, Mr. Ibasiak is using in his Turbomaster for the month. So I'll wait and see how he gets on. If they're rubbish, I won't use them. I'll lob a HEPA flow in them. If they're good, I should invest. But when I got all of these Turbopower 2s all that long time ago, I spent a few months ticking around on eBay and have a massive stack of genuine paper bags, a massive stack of filters, pattern filters, and a massive stack of belts. So I'm going to put them in. They're not really going to get used. We're going to push this around now, hopefully, but then it's not going to be used. So any proper use, I will obviously use the appropriate precautions to save this getting as filthy inside of here as it was, and inside of there. I mean, I haven't actually got 110% out. I should have scrubbed a little bit harder. You can't really see. It's obviously much better than it was, but when I looked, it was dried. I was polishing it up. I just couldn't be bothered to get it all wet again. So I left it for now. I shall pay more attention next time. These are not the high standards that I like to pretend that I have. So there we go. Yes, it's very shiny. The cleaner head itself wasn't utterly fantastic. There is some damage there, sadly, that will never come out. Never going to bother to try, because I'll only make it worse. It's fine. It probably wasn't this shiny when it left the factory. Underneath, wow. Bing. Let's just bring you back a little bit. There we go. Underneath is lovely as well. The activator has brand new bearings on it. I didn't put another belt in because, if you remember, we had to fit the belt to use it for a month, and I did quickly get a new belt out and compare it, and it hadn't stretched, so it's got that belt in it. It's going to be taken off when I put it in the loft anyway. The little blockage port is now see-through again, which is nice. The tools, well, they came up quite well. I gave that shiny part there, oh no, too close, a bit of a going over as well. So apart from, there's obviously lots of wear marks, but that's a bit shiny now. The hose got put through the washing machine, although it didn't quite get the damage out at the top there. It wouldn't anyway, so I can't say I'm too fussed about that. I'll be honest. So the thing that I need to find out is, have I actually put it back together properly? Because I must confess I haven't turned it on. So it should be okay. If it doesn't turn on, there will be a cut in the video and I will have to go away and fix it. But let me plug it in, because it is not plugged in, and see what it's like. Right, here we go. The moment of truth. Ready? Beautiful. Those new brush roll bearings really have shut that noise up, and I also put a fair drop of oil in the top bearing of the motor, because you can't really take the motors apart on these. They are Antec motors and they don't like coming apart, so I left it run alone. I mean, there's a little bit of that is a fresh filter. That is because, again, because I didn't want to take it apart, I didn't want to wash the fan, it wasn't particularly bad. So I got a little tiny brush, not a bottle brush, but you know, the little micro brushes, and went through all the fins on the fan. I then used a Kirby, because I was obviously using the Kirby after this, to airline it all out, and obviously missed a little bit that's just blown out now, but again, I'm not too fussed. That will go black with use anyway, because it does. So yes, it's very good. Let's just check that the brush roll turns. I think it did. Smooth. Lovely and smooth, just as it should be, really. There's a little bit of oil there. I haven't waxed it either, because I forgot. So this is literally what it looks like, just polished, before I put a few layers of wax on it, which I probably won't do now. It's going to go to storage, it's going to get dusty again. I may as well wait and do that when it comes back out again, really. Let's check the suction. So much better. Probably should have, if I'd have done that before I used it for vacuum in the month, it would have been even better than it was using it, really. But then it would be dirty, and that would have been a shame. So yeah, not too horrific at all. There's a slight smell of oil, but that's from the top motor bearing. Now, does it actually vacuum? It most certainly does. That is ripping up the pile of tree. It doesn't drag itself along, sadly, but these are heavy old hectares. They really are. So that doesn't fully surprise me. Check that the bag hasn't... Yeah, you see already there's the startings of some fine dust in there from this paper bag. That's the bag clip. These are newer genuine bags, and they don't need the clip, but I've left the clip in there for another day. Yeah, that is fine. Really, very, very good. One thing that I didn't do, which I actually remembered putting it out of the car to show you today. If we go back up, remember the missing roundel? Well, I forgot to stick it back on. It is here. I forgot to stick it back on, and I also neglected, because I'm an idiot, to bring any glue, which is a little bit silly. So what I'm going to do is get some tape, stick that side to the tape, and then we'll just stick that to the filter, so that one day in the future I can put it out the loft, open the bag up, no, down, I really need a better camera, open this up, just take that off the filter, and if it falls off the filter it's not the end of the world, because the tape will stop it from fully disappearing. And we can stick it on. Really, there's a little bit of dust in the bottom of the bag already. That's not bad, just for literally 3 pushes up and down, so that'll work remarkably. In fact, what I think I'll do is, look, we can seal the bag up-ish. I may not even fit the bag, I'm just going to leave it in there, because that's pretty much a new bag. It can go into storage like that. Excuse me, not too bad. So there we go, my Hoover Turbopower 3 U2876. It's a bit clunky and creaky, as all good Turbopower 2s are. Well, 3 in this case, but it's a Turbopower 2. The replacement for... How did this run? This was the replacement for the Turbopower 1000, I think, which was the replacement for the Turbo Master. In fact, I've got a Turbo Master and a Turbopower 1000, so maybe just one day when I'm a little bit bored, we'll have to get them all out and have a nice geeky video where we go through them all. But that will not be today, I'm afraid, my chums. This is it. Done, lovely, another project out of the way. I just need to write the refurb thread up. And I hope you've enjoyed seeing this the first time when we used it for a month, and it is cracking, I'll be honest. Nicer to use than the Turbopower 2 just because of the hose. This long proper stretch hose really does make all the difference. And yeah, here it is now, all shoned up so you can see your ugly faces in it, just like I can. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you very, very soon, as usual, with more trash to treasure, or trash if it's a before video. Yeah, goodbye!